Hi, Peter Charles here of Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And today we're going to tie the woolly worm. It's a classic wet fly, a very simple pattern. It's a great first project for somebody who's looking to learn how to palm or hackle. And you'll see how that's done today. It's a great pattern for catching bass, panfish, trout, you name it. You can fish it dead drifted, under an indicator, swung, stripped, you name it, it works. I've had some great days fishing for smallmouth with this fly. So let's get started and have a look at the material we're going to use. Our hook today is a size 6 streamer hook, but you could use a size 8 or a size 10 as well. Just keep this fly a little bit on the small side. Don't get into the bigger sizes of hooks. We're using an olive thread and a 6/0. Our tail is red yarn, and our hackle today is grizzly hackle. Now, I use dry fly hackle for this, but it does not have to be expensive dry fly hackle. Just anything will work. I like the dry fly hackle because it gets that kind of vibration going in the fibers. And the body is olive chenille, and this is a small size because this is not a big fly, so I don't tie it with a bulky chenille. Okay, let's get started. We tie on and give ourselves a bit of room at the front because we're going to be tying off our hackle there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of yarn, I'm going to double it and then double it again, which leaves me with this little couple of loops here. Now I'm going to cut that off. So the loops at the end are gone. Now I'm just going to use a pinch loop to tie that on. Now I'm just going to hold that up and I'm just going to keep this on top of the hook and wind all the way back to where the bend starts. I don't go much further than the bend, roughly just past the point. There we go. Now the next step is I'm just going to trim off the tail at, just about 1/4 inch past the bend of the hook. There we go. Now I've prepared my grizzly hackle already. You see I've created a tie-in point by trimming off part of the tip. Now with my chenille, I've trimmed off a little bit of the material so it creates a tie-in point. And I just wind everything forward. I'm using a rotary vise, makes this kind of job easier. So starting at the back, crowd those turns together. Make sure that body stays nice and tight and full. Now stop about where you tied in the tail. Clean that up. Now I'm just going to put in another 1/2 hitch. I'm going to get my hackle pliers and we're going to palmer on our hackle. Now when we get to this stage, what I'll do is I like to stroke some of these fibers away so I can get a couple of turns in here. Now it starts to look a little spiky at the front, and that's fine. What's going to happen is I'm just going to push these out of the way when I tie that hackle on. You'll get a few strays going forward, but we'll clean that up. Okay. I'll trim this off. Now one of the tricks you can do is use a 1/2 hitch tool, and you can just push those stray fibers back. And if you see any strays that are sticking up, you can come in with your scissors and take them out. There we go. Clean up that front end. And our last step is just to finish the head. And then we can whip finish. There, now all we have to do is apply some head cement and go fishing. There we have the woolly worm. It's a great little pattern. It's great for smallmouth, panfish, trout. Very effective, easy to tie. Great practice for learning how to palm or hackle. And, I mean, you can have fun fishing it as well as tying it. So, get out there, fish it. Cheers.